What's the crack? How are you getting on? You're all very welcome to the Ramble Pod, the ninth one. We're on to the 9th one. Fucking hell. Maybe I should stop numbering them, will I? I don't know. Apparently you're supposed to number things. But sure, look, I mean, does anybody care? I mean, for the most part, people are tuning in on a regular basis, so you kind of know what's coming up. But fuck it, look it, we'll call it the 9th one for Tuesday, the 31st of July, 2018. Whoa, nearly into August, lads. Nearly into August. If you do hear rummaging around there, it's the dog. The dog is sitting here beside me. One dog. She's in bed all fucking baked with me there because she was barking her fucking skull off at the poor old devil that was just trying to deliver a thing about 20 minutes ago. Lost her fucking mind, she did, with the poor old devil. So how are you all doing? How was your weekend? Was it alright? Was it heavy? Judging by the pictures I was getting in, there she goes. Off she fucks off. She's enough of that shite. I was getting some serious pictures of pints, people on the pints over the weekend. It seemed to be a weekend for it. It wasn't a bank holiday, right? Sure it wasn't. I'm recording this on Monday, and I mean, sure, what bank holidays to comedians, you know, whatever. You don't really know what day of the week it is anymore. But yeah, the pints, I had a couple of pints myself. I didn't go too mad, like I just had a couple on Saturday. Because I wasn't gigging on Saturday, so it was great. What was it? I was talking to you Friday last with Orla Feeney. That's been a popular, but a lot of interaction on that one. A lot of people enjoyed that one. To be fair, you kind of get messages from random people for random ones that happened. It still blows my mind, like the people are listening to. I suppose it makes no odds, does it? Just listen to old ones, like, and stuff like that. Older ones. My. When did I talk to you last Tuesday? Obviously, I was talking to you on the Ramble Pod. I was gigging on Wednesday night, 2 gigs. I don't know if anybody's following me on Snapchat or Instagram. It's the easiest way for me to come up with content for people to chat, just say hello to people and stuff. How you, dog? Because I was doing Unhinged. I was to close Unhinged, which is at the Wednesdays and Sundays in the Haven and Bridge Inn, and there'd been a miscommunication. I was to do a spot over at whatchamacallit as well, over the Comedy Cellar with Beck Hill and Eleanor Tiernan and Danny O'Brien. And it was only just I got a call going, you around, Tom? I was like, I am, yeah, I'm up the road. They're like, oh, right, because you know you're on here tonight. So it's like, thankfully I was in plenty of time, shot over. That was sweet, just banging in another gig. Why not? Get 2 of them. That is the handy thing about the gigging scene in Dublin. And Dublin is such a handy city, like, you know, it's not that particularly big, so you can actually leg it around the place fairly handy. And then I did do one in Camden Comedy Club. No, now you're not going at that fucking thing. Now that yoke squeaks. No, stop it. That fucking, of all the toys you have, that yoke makes the most racket, dog. I'm here. I can't believe I'm having a fucking row with the dog. But if I let her out, she'll just fucking roar the house down as well. Like, she's been in. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm kind of being good to her today because she's after winning. Rough yourself. She's after winning the Wicklow competition. What are you growling at? No, I'm not fucking playing. I'm talking on the podcast. Are you serious? Jesus Christ, you don't make a fucking move for me. No interest in me all fucking day. As soon as I start talking on the podcast, you want to start fucking growling at me to play. Jesus, oh, here she goes now. Here she fucking goes. 1 second. Give me that fucking thing. I could pause this now. Hold on 1 second. Fuck this yoke down the stairs. Here, come on. Here. Fine, after that. I'm back. I mean, we could edit that out, I suppose, couldn't we? But fuck it. Do you know what? It just adds to the weirdness of the waiting. If you think this is weird, wait and you hear the weirdness of next Friday's podcast. It's turned out funny, but it was good and weird. But yeah, the dog anyway. She's after winning the Wicklow leg of. She's after winning something anyway of this thing called a nose of Tralee, where you can just herself enter the dog, just a picture of the dog. And lo and behold, people voted for the dog. Like the dog. I don't know, maybe some people on the podcast voted for the dog. Fair play to you if you did. She's after winning the Wicklow one. Has been, I don't know, the cutest face of Wicklow pets. But I think she'd go through to some. I don't know how they compete. The dog didn't have to bench press anything. She didn't have to run anywhere. Quite literally a picture of the dog has done it so far. So that's great. If she gets free food and some shit, that means Tom doesn't have to buy food. This is all coming up roses. This is great. But yeah, the weekend was the Vodafone Comedy Festival. It was, it's just not unreal. It's ridiculous every year. Like, if you haven't been to it, get your tickets for next year, like, as soon as you can, because they just put on such a show. Like, it's ridiculous, like, how good it is. And it was great running into people I hadn't seen in ages. And, like, next week's podcast, it was to be with one particular comedian. Then another chap jumped in. I'll reveal all next week or later on in the week or whatever. But that's the randomness of this place. Like, I was hanging out with the three lads from the Fuppin' Egypts. And of course, on the Thursday night, then the show that I was hosting had Fred Cook, Farmer Michael and Kathleen, and soon-to-be co-star of the Panto, Catherine Lynch, who I'll be meeting on Wednesday, because we're going down to... I could say all this now, because definitely, she's been outed as being in it, so it's fine. The press release has gone out, so it's fine. I don't think I'll get in too much trouble for this. And we're going down with the photo shoot, I think, just for the posters and shit, I think, because we're not actually doing the press launch or anything like that, but I think it's just for the photo shoot, for the actual posters and the online stuff and tickets and all the rest of it on Wednesday. So heading down to Limerick on Wednesday. Was going to see, could I sneak in an all podcast with somebody down there, but I don't know if he's available. But sure, already Fridays is in the can, so we're doing all right. Yeah, good weekend. Like I said, a couple of pints on Saturday, caught some more comedy. It was just a good weekend of comedy, and doing normally I don't hang around and watch comedy, but it was fun. I caught some comedy over the weekend. Saw Rory Scovel, got to hang out with him again. Yeah, Rory Scovel got me dangerously stoned a couple of years back. I say dangerously stoned. I was just stoned on top of being drunk, to the point that he was holding he was remembered. He goes, "I was holding your rucksack, you knob," basically, and you couldn't find your rucksack. I kept on coming back to him going, "Rory, by any chance have you seen my rucksack?" He goes, "Tom, I've got your rucksack." Yeah, okay. I'm going to keep looking for the rucksack. Just being a total fuck. I'd forgotten it, and basically he was able to relive the thing exactly for me, which is fair going. Like, this is a fellow who's been on Conan like 10 times. Like, do you know what I mean? He would meet a lot of comedians and be in a lot of comedy festivals in other countries, and he remembered it word for word, and he had been smoking quite a bit, and he'd smoked quite a bit, I'm guessing, since. But yeah, it was good. Good running into folks like that. Who else did who else did I fucking hang out with? The usual suspects that I tend to gravitate, like Barry Murphy from Happy Match, good mate of mine, so I was hanging out with him. And no, I will never have him on the podcast, because we spoke about it, and he only does the character. He only does his Gunter character. Now, maybe I should do a podcast with Gunter. I spoke to the three lads about the Fuppin' Egypts about doing a podcast, because people have actually asked me, because they know we're kind of intrinsically linked, because myself and Stevie Cahill did a couple of sketches, and we did, and I talked with him, and the lads, of course, are from Tipperary. The other two lads are from Tipperary and stuff, and of course they're friendly with the lads from Waterford Whispers, and Jerry McBride is my mate, and it's weird how small this world is, like, and it sounds like you're name dropping, but really it's not. It's just blokes that do the same fucking thing you do. And I talked to the lads about doing a podcast, and they weren't going to do one the other night, because even though I had the gear with me, but because they were half cut, so they weren't half cut; they were fully fucking cut. So, but like trying to pin all three of them down, because you see, they work in the health service, like they're all psychiatric nurses, all three of the lads from Fuppin' Egypts, which you kind of makes sense in a way, like, but trying to pin all three of them down because they have different schedules now and everything else. So someday we'll get them to pin him down, and I'll get him for the fucking podcast, and it will be bananas, trust me, because if anything like the other night was to go by, like, to just the level, there'll be absolutely no content. It will just be continuous ripping the fucking piss out of each other, hard fucking ripping into each other. Now, it was good, it was enjoyable to see it. Like, nothing was left. Like, I introduced Eddie to Barry Murphy, and like the two lads straight away just jumped on Instagram and started just videoing it, like, and commentating of what a fucking knob he was being. Like, the man just wanted to meet Barry Murphy. Nah, the lads wouldn't let Eddie have it. So I think they attempted to go on. I headed home. I think they attempted to go on to Coppers and stuff like that. But like, you're at nothing Saturday night. Here's a piece of advice. If you're out in Dublin on a Saturday night, and if you haven't gotten into where you plan on spending the night, spending into the wee hours by fucking 11, half 11, don't bother trying, because you will be queuing around the corner to the point of sobering up. Just find a late bar, and just chances are you might get a lock in or something. Unless you really, really, really need to go to Coppers. Like, now I know the two Johnnies, they probably the lads are gold card members of Coppers, so they're probably backing it to the hilt. So like that, give it a miss. Give it, like, if you're not in, Because as far as I know, the three lads failed miserably. And they're the fucking Egypts. They're fairly well known. Nah, they couldn't get in anywhere. I don't think that it was the fact that they were too drunk. I think it was just they left it too fucking late. Oh, the dog is back. You go easy now, dog, will you? Fucking hell. Oh, Lord. Good weekend, though. I missed the bits of time I was actually back home. The fucking air show. It sounds great. Like, they have a big air show in Bray, and like there's planes flying over and back. I've no problem with it. But on the Wednesday, I think it was the fucking Wednesday, and a bit on Thursday, they'd fucking drones out, right? These buzzing drones. People are gone fucking mad for these drone things. And I actually put it up kind of semi-jokingly on Facebook and Instagram. What's the crack with legality-wise? If somebody's hovering one of them fucking things over your house, can you blow it out of the sky like? Nobody seemed to have any problems with me doing it. Everybody was of the same opinion, like, yeah, fucking blast it. And I think one person was kind of saying, they kind of sounded like they knew their shit. They were like, yeah, blow the fucking thing out of the air. And they had kind of a legal jargon to go with it, going, if they're over your property, they're over. So it's like, oh. Because, I mean, whatever. If you're into drones and you want to go, look, she's after the fucking flies now, Jesus Christ. That's her rattling around the fucking background. Dog, give it a fucking rest, will you? Jesus Christ. But yeah, here's the thing. If anybody knows the actual legality of that, because just out of interest, because there'll be a time like when it's getting fucking more and more where everybody's going to have one of these bastard things, like, you can do some serious, I mean, they're class for photography. Don't get me wrong. They're amazing. They're unreal, like. But like, if somebody's fucking weirding you out by fucking hovering over your house, just perving in your windows, like, say you look out the upstairs window and you're just after coming out of the shower or something, you're fucking drying your bollocks, or your lady bollocks, whatever that might be. But you look out the fucking window and there's some pervy bastard with a camera on a fucking drone, like, looking in the window at you. And I'm zing, and he's gone again. I mean, what, like, surely you're really winning your right to fucking blast that thing out of the sky, are you? Because they've driven their stuff. I know the air is kind of a weird one, isn't it? It's kind of a weird one, like, as actually on your property, not physically standing on your property. Jesus Christ, the dog is fucking scoffing flies here. Now, that's great going, dog. Good on you. But actually eat the fucking thing. Don't be just fucking spitting it across the fucking room. Like she normally does. You're alright, dog. Alright? You just chill out now while we finish the podcast. We talk to the people. Good fucking dog. That's the job. So yeah, the weekend was good. The weekend was good. I know it's been a bit disjointed podcast. My fucking brain is still a bit frazzled. Just from doing so much talking to people, like. And then throwing a couple of drinks in between, and all of a sudden the brain has gone out the fucking window altogether. Like I said, we're heading down for the Panto. There's a couple of more additions. I know Dale is back this year. Haley Joe is back. Richie's back. All friends of the podcast. I think there's a couple of new chaps, I think, going to be in it this year. I'm not sure. So I missed kind of most of the news and all the rest, because you kind of jump into a bit of a bubble when this Vodafone pops around. The world could be actually on fire, but you're having the fucking time of your life anyway. But McGregor got off. I think we were talking about that before. What's he going to do? Like, I mean, there's no real surprise that he got off. I mean, whatever. Like, he either love him or hate him. He's good value, like, isn't he? He's good fucking value. But yeah, he got off, and did he get 5? I thought he was going to get like a month of community service for that carry on, like, but he didn't. He got 5 days or something community service, like what the fuck's he going to do in 5 days? Picking up an old bit of rubbish around the place, like. I mean, sure, he got I didn't hear what type of a fine he got, but should a fine be grand? Like, that'll be covered by one of his sponsors, for fuck's sake. It's gas, isn't it? Like, it's gas. Do you reckon any of us would get away with that? Going fucking ape shit. Breaking into a property, fucking all sorts around the place, damaging fucking property, breaking windows. A couple of people got cuts in their faces from you and all the rest of it. You get 10 years. Huh? You got 5 days. That's what happens when you worth big money to people. When you worth big money to people, especially in America, you're away to the fucking races. Not a bother to you. There was no more said about his old lad anyway. Jesus Christ almighty, did you see that? Fucking hell. Actually, somebody drew down about it with me over the weekend. I was talking with them. They'd listened to the podcast and me talk about it, and they were 100% convinced that it was a joke. I was like, yeah, but even at that, can you see how bad of a joke it is? Like, it's delivered so badly. But no, I wasn't getting through to that person. They were, in fairness to them, they were complimenting me on my jacket at the time. Did anybody see the jacket? Did you? Did you see the jacket? I got that jacket custom made for Geddes' wedding. I don't know, did I tell you about it? But have a look on the Instagram. Have a look at the old Instagram, or I think where did I put it? Yeah, it's on Instagram. It is. It was who was Steve O'Timothy, which is Farmer Michael, and Kathleen. They had a photographer going around with him. And he took, in fairness to him now, Jared Walsh Photography, I think is his name. Jesus, he took some snazzy pictures of people now. In fairness, like he took one right arty one of me standing in the doorway up the green area of the tent at the back, like, and I have to say now it looks snazzy. There's no doubt, like, but yeah, he took one of me in the jacket. The jacket essentially, it's a dinner jacket, but it's made of real tree camo. So it's kind of a, I don't know, what would you call it? Paradox, juxtaposition, and ironic. It's a silly jacket, but people seem to like it. I got a Gordo from those conspiracy guys, Gordo Rochford. He filmed a bit for me as well, so I have a few clips. I'm going to throw up a couple of clips. It's kind of out of context because you're hosting. It's not really done a normal set, like, but I'll throw them up on the Facebook page. Probably maybe on YouTube if you follow me on YouTube as well. Same thing. You can follow me. You know, it's all the same kind of stuff. Really, it's Tom O'Mahony Comedy. Will find it on most, but yeah, I'm going to stick him up there. Also, I have gotten to the bottom of the videos. The problem is that, Jesus Christ, videos come out massive. Like, it'd be nothing for one of those videos, for a podcast video, to be like 15 gigabytes. 15 fucking gigabytes. And, I mean, the internet, there's only one or two internet providers can actually work here. And our internet, the one we're after getting in isn't bad. But, like, if you're uploading a 15 gigabyte, like, the thing is, you mightn't be watching Netflix for half an hour. Or even an hour. You know, that kind of way. It's heavy. I never considered it. And it isn't even that, like, it's a GoPro. It's not even that good of a camera. I think I can get the settings down on it, because I don't think it needs to be that fucking big at all. 15 gigabytes, like, your average movie that you would download or whatever is like 750 to 1 gig, like. So I don't think my fucking yoke needs to be 15 gigabytes, like. I don't know the technicalities behind it, but I'm after getting the lowdown on what camera to go out and get of both Colin Geddes and of Gordo. Two lads, masters of the whatchamacallit, of the podcast and video world. So they kind of give me the lowdown on what cameras to be getting. So two that I'm looking at. I'm not getting two cameras, but I'll get one of the two. I'll try them out. Gordo's going to give me a lend of one of his ones just to see what I think about it. It's a nifty one, you see. I don't need anything fucking massive at all. Like, when I'm big yokes on a fucking tripod, you know, like a DSLR or whatever the fucking go. I don't need that shit at all. I just need something right nifty that's very good and easy to fucking work. Do you know, like, a simpleton like me needs that fucking, you know, I can't be fucking dealing with all. Just like I said, I don't even know how the videos are coming out so big, but I'm pretty sure with the GoPro there's a handy enough way of bringing them down. So yeah, quite literally, tomorrow's, where am I tomorrow? Yeah, I'm going to have one or two of the videos up this week. I've just edited the one of Orla Feeney, did one for Louis McGee, and the Mickey Bartlett one should be, actually, yeah, I might get all three of them up, and it will only be available to Patreon people and all the rest of it. The pictures this week have been class. Like, people have actually been really complimentary. Do you know, like, with the new logo and stuff like that, that's just send me snapshots of the new logo, and maybe like, if you don't want to send me a picture of what you're doing, if you know, whatever, send me a picture of the new logo where you're listening to it. That'd be really cool, and I'll bang it up on Snapchat and the whatchamacallit. One of the other, a couple of lads, like, were on the sauce. Two people were in America. Two totally different people were in America, actually just not on holidays, actually living in America. One chap was I think he was saying he was in dry dock in Trinidad and Tobago, just out in a big massive fucking boat. It's like, yeah, lovely. What better place to be listening to the fucking podcast? Out in a boat in Trinidad and Tobago. Not even fully sure where that is. I'm guessing it's in the West Indies. It sounds like it's in the West Indies anyway, but we'll go. Just give it a fucking stab in the dark. I'm getting better at this fucking techie stuff, but, like, you'd be getting in too deep there at times too. You'd be going, I'm not getting any fucking comedy written, because it's a steep upward learning fucking curve. Do you know that kind of way? And all I'm doing is looking out the window. I'm looking out the window right now, and I can see fucking 3 deer. And all tech idea is gone straight out of my head, and all I can picture is going hunting. Do you ever get that? Where you're supposed to be, you know what I mean? You're like, yes, I'm definitely going to upskill myself on this thing. And then all of a sudden you look at a thing and you're like, yeah, no, I can't take in any more knowledge right now, because right now all I can think about is spending 2 days out in the field with a gun. I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, that kind of tells you where my head's at, really, doesn't it? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? As far as barbecuing, no barbecuing was done this weekend. I got some great pictures sent to me from lads barbecuing. And possibly ladies barbecuing, one or two of them. I don't know what the name means. It's just a funky name. Or it's what would you call it? Your user handle or name. So I don't honestly know. I lost some of the questions too. I got fucking questions sent through. Lost them on Snapchat. Because sometimes I'm not quick enough to get the old fucking, the whatchamacallit. And a few times too, I think my Snapchat is fucking, maybe I need to upgrade it or something. Because, sometimes you hold it down and then go back. It shows you, it reloads the picture or whatever. That didn't happen two or three times I was trying to get questions back. So, and I'm not even fully sure, because a fair bit comes in on Snapchat. And it's just normally people just, hey, what's the crack, loving the podcast and stuff like that, which is deadly. I think the one question, the only one I can remember off the top of my head, and I'm not going bringing the phone anywhere near because it was making a racket the last fucking time, was, and I forgot to do it on last week's pod, but he reminded me again today, it was Die Hard, Christmas movie or not. This one actually came up when myself and McBride had the podcast. We did a semi-drunk commentary on Die Hard. Yeah, watched the whole movie and recorded it. The whatchamacallit. Just recorded the dialogue, just commented on the whole fucking thing. McBride had some great knowledge on it too. And it was around Christmas we did it. So I definitely would consider it. See, it's one of those amazing movies. Like you talk about something like Miracle on 34th Street. There's no question. You're not going to watch that in July, right? But it is, so it's definitely a Christmas movie. There's a handful of others like you just, all of the ones that typically like, Home Alone, you're not going to watch it. You might though. You might, because it's just straight out funny. You might watch it in the middle of the year, but realistically you're not going to. But Die Hard is one of the few ones that straddles both sides of the fence. Like, I mean, I wouldn't give out to anybody for saying which or whether, but I personally I'd consider it a Christmas movie. But like that, if it was on in, March, I'd still probably watch it. Do you know what I mean? So fuck it. I'd consider it a Christmas movie. Not that Christmas is the theme of it, because that seems to be the theme of most things, But then like Home Alone and Die Hard, there's not a million miles in the difference, even storyline wise. A lot of violence, kind of fish out of water moment, all by themselves trying to handle the fucking scenario. I think Twinkies showed up in both movies. So like that, I think it's straight up, no argument. It's just an acceptable movie to watch any time of the year. But I think it is like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory comes out on telly at Christmas. But it's got nothing to do with Christmas at all, bar the sweet side of things. Like, she's off again after another fucking fly. What you reckon, dog? Die Hard, Christmas movie. She's just fucking devoured 2 flies at the one time. Go on, you dog. She's fucking off. Jesus Christ almighty. What's the world coming to? The fucking fly's over there, you knob. Christ, I'm on a bike. Fair play. Fair play to you, dog. You're a fucking lunatic. You're gross, but you're a fucking lunatic. Anyway, so that's my take on it. I reckon it is a Christmas movie, but it's acceptable to watch any time of the year. This weekend coming, big couple of barbecue weekends coming up. This weekend coming, I'm big barbecue for the mother's place. I'm guessing she wants to impress the neighbours or whatever. So I'm doing 5 racks of ribs all at one time. Gonna do them slow and smoke them for. I reckon should take about 5 hours if you're doing like 2 or 3, but I reckon it's gonna take probably about 5.5, 6 hours to do. No, I'm not fucking playing with that joke now. Go on, fuck off over there. Go on. There you go. So I'll put that up on Snapchat and Instagram and all the rest of it. So you'll see what I'm doing or whatever, and what The rub is kind of essential in this one. I found a rub that matches the one that I normally would have used myself, and it's cheaper if you can buy it all in one bulk rather than buying all the different fucking herbs and all that shit, putting it together. Like, but it's a handy old way. I put up a video last year, I think it was, of it was like a traveller call out video, but in barbecue form. It was ridiculous, but people seem to like it. Yeah, I don't know why people liked it. It was just because it was just silly. But trust me, they get sillier. If you haven't looked at the barbecue videos I've done, they're the most silly things you will ever see. Like, they're absolutely goofy. But the grub actually does turn out pretty fucking nice at the end of it. So yeah, I'm gonna do the big barbecue on the whatchamacallit. I don't know what else she's looking to have done. Probably the usual suspects, like all burgers and stuff like that. But it'll all be gotten from artisan butchers in Care. Brendan Healy, greatest butcher in the world. It's all been ordered already and be picked up during the week. So I will have plenty of pictures and stuff. I probably won't do a video on it or whatever, but I'll bang up a few pictures just to show you what it's like. And if anything weird happens, I make a fuck up or anything, I'll tell you about it. So it doesn't, you can fucking learn to avoid it or whatever. Then Sunday over to the sister. She's having her annual big barbecue as well. I wasn't at the last year's one, but I think I'm not going to have a hand in part in it. I'm just going to sit there and be fed. Better be fucking good. That's all I'm saying. But you want to be fucking good. So no, I'm not going to have hand nor part in that one. Then the following week is going to be big prep, big barbecue here at my house on the following Saturday. Following Saturday? Yeah, it is Saturday. We're doing it. Big bunch of folks coming to that one. So, better make sure I have fucking plenty of it. I gotta go get the chicken wings. I'm getting the chicken wings. I think getting about 10 kilos of chicken wings. So, that should be fucking on top of the brisket, the pork belly cubes, and a couple of other things I'm doing. That should be fucking enough for everybody. The dog here now is biting the fucking hand off me. So I won't keep you much more longer before Jesus Christ, did you not fucking get fed today? What has you so fucking excited? It's because I'm talking on the podcast. That's all that is. You didn't fucking come near me the whole fucking day long, and all of a sudden I'm talking to people and you're like, yeah, I want in on this. Because you heard people liked fucking the row we had the last time. Anyway, that's about the size, but I think we're pushing up on about half an hour here, lads. So I won't keep you much longer. I am, if you're wondering if anybody's around Dublin on Wednesday night, I'll be headlining on show. I'm going to be trying out a bunch of new comedy there, so feel free to not come. Because it might die in its hole. Who knows? I think it's kind of funny anyway, so we'll see how it goes. And then if anybody, people have been asking me when the fuck am I down the country again. There's big stuff kind of coming for down the country later on in the year. There's some juicy stuff. I've been in talks with a chap from Limerick and stuff, so I will be down Limerick way a couple of times before the year is out. I'll be down there on kind of a couple of big shows. But I will be headlining the great City Limits Comedy Club in Cork this weekend. Somebody was there last weekend or the weekend before, and there's a 25-year anniversary poster up with loads and loads of heads of comedians, hundreds of comedians' heads. And I think maybe Brian, who owns the place, put up, can you find Tommy, or where's Tommy? I think I was telling you this last week. And they pictured me. Said, there he is, found him. And obviously it's a play on Where's Wally, and it's Tommy Tiernan, because Tommy Tiernan is Brian's favourite comedian, because Tommy plays the club and whatnot still. But yeah, apparently Carl Spain was looking for his head and he couldn't find it. I didn't say it to Carl. I did run into him over the weekend, himself and the missus. I didn't mention it to him. I'm sure he's on there somewhere. Just, it's just not as evident as my face, where I'm mushed up against the side of Patrice O'Neill and just underneath Jim Jeffries, if anybody's looking. Somebody sent it to me on Snapchat. I will repost it just for the crack. If you're in the Cork region next Saturday night, come on down. It's always a cracking night inside. I don't know who else is on the lineup. We'll get a bag of chips afterwards or whatever. Yeah, all healthy eating next weekend. Well, thank you very much. That's the end of Ramble Pod number 8. I'm going to knock it on the head there because I got to get fucking motor and I got to finish off the dinner. I'm making a kind of a venison fucking thing again. Got to heat up. There's still a bit of venison in the freezer, so I'm going to heat up the fucking last one over the next month or two. And then start gearing up, because August and September is only around the corner when the hunting season starts opening up again, and then October, November will be really when I'll go hunting deer. But look, I'll keep you posted on that. I don't know if I did last year, if I kept you posted, but I will. I'll keep you posted. Probably after many times I miss, and the odd maybe success, who knows. Like that, if it's your first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening to, if you haven't already. And you've listened to this far. Turns out you kind of like a fella shouting at his dog and the dog shouting back at him. If it is your first time, we do have a weekly guest on the Friday one. We have guests this coming Friday. So if you're listening on iTunes, do me a favour, lads. Would you hit the 5-star button? Anything other than that, don't worry about it. If you think it's 4-star, don't. If you think it's 5-star and you're feeling sound, lash onto it. Because it's mostly sound people that listen to this podcast. Thanks, dog. Needed that. It's mostly sound people that listen to this. So like that. The 5 stars, anything less than 5 stars is no good to me. It's no good to the rest of us that listen to the podcast either, because do you know what? People won't find it as handy. You see, the higher it gets, the higher rating it gets, the easier it is for people to find. And our revolution will continue. Leave a comment down the bottom. That'd be great too. I love a good comment down the bottom. No, whatever platform you're listening to on, whether it turns out, like I found out, there's a bunch of platforms, whether on iTunes you can listen to UK iTunes, America iTunes, and look, whatever one you're on, leave a comment and maybe rate us 5 stars. That'd be great. Share it on whatever other platform, whether it's Castbox, Spreaker, any of the other ones, SoundCloud. Give it an old share. Like that, you can follow me on all other social media platforms. Tom O'Mahony Comedy will find it on everything from Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. On Snapchat, on tombearomahony. Send me on the pictures. Keep the pictures coming, lads. If it's not of you and what you're doing, send me on a snapshot of you listening to the podcast and what you're up to while doing it. I'll keep driving it on, and I'll catch you on Friday.